there, Matt. And you know what? Last thing I want to hit you with here, I usually ask all the guests that come on the podcast here. This is your second go around, so I'll see what you got for us this time. What type of advice do you have for the new dad or for that about-to-be father that's out there listening?
I knew you were going to ask that, and I'll tell you what, this is the part of the podcast that I always go to. All your other podcasts, all your other guests, I always go to the part, where's their advice? Where's their advice? And I always say, boy, I don't really have any advice. But here, Alex, that's a great premise for your podcast. I really, really enjoy that. So I thank you again for doing that. It's to listen. It's to become a good listener, listen to your kids, and to be present. You know, I feel like when I was a father, I missed some really important moments because I was busy, providing for the family and, keeping the household afloat and doing the maintenance and things. But now I really, with the grandkids, I'm really getting a second chance to be a better listener, to sit down and play games and have special moments, and the little grandkids, or if they're in swim lessons, I want to be there watching the swim lesson and sharing that experience. So I think just being really present, and also the back of a phone, snap a few pictures, but don't have your kids grow up with the backside of a phone. You don't enjoy, you're not present, you're not enjoying the moment. So snap a few pictures. I like to do that too for Instagram and social media, but then put your phone down, really put it down when you're together. Last night I was with my kids, never brought the phones out. No pictures were taken. And so I left that, dinner thinking, that's good. We really got to engage. And you don't have a memory of the moment in your camera, but you have a better memory in your heart and your mind. So put your phones down. So listen, be engaged, be present, and put your phone down. That's my advice.
All right. Last thing I want to hit you with here, Derek. I love to ask all the dads that I get on the podcast, what type of advice do you have for that new dad or for that about-to-be father who's out there listening?
I would say just whatever stage you're in, enjoy every moment of it. You won't get it back. Everything just happens once. It's easy to get caught up in the stress of the moment, but just try and look for that silver lining, like you mentioned with coronavirus or with difficult times. Try and find the positive. Enjoy your time with a newborn, as exhausting as it is, because you won't have it back. And just try and learn what you can and improve and enjoy it going forward.
All right. Yeah, very good, John. The last thing I want to hit you with here, I'd love to ask all the dads that I get on the podcast, what type of advice do you have for the new dad or for the about-to-be father who's out there listening?
The new dad, you better learn how to change a diaper, boy or girl. Because no matter what, because they always say, I'm never changing a diaper. I'm like, yeah. And you better learn how to make a bottle, because at some point, someone's got to sleep. Oh, and make sure you sleep. Definitely make sure you sleep. I know, people are like, oh, I'm going to rough it and try to stay awake. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, take time for yourself too. Take a deep breath. And just remember, no kid ever pees in kindergarten. They will be potty trained at some point.
Yeah, very well said. I love the message. This has been an honor for me. I love the way that you fight for your kids and for to be a big part of their life. I think it's so important. I got to say, Jon Gosselin, you're a first-class father all the way, and thank you so much for giving me a few minutes of your time on First Class Fatherhood.